Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be doing a review of the brand new sports vehicle that was just added into the game, the electric Pfister Neon. Now, before we jump into this, I just want to let you guys know I am going to be doing a shark card giveaway for this vehicle. I'm going to be handing out $3.5 million to one lucky person. That should give you plenty of cash to buy this vehicle and customize it with likely a lot left over. Now, I get this question a lot. If you're the winner of a shark card giveaway, do you have to spend it on the car? No, it's your shark card. You can do whatever you want with it, but I do specifically cater them around the new vehicles that are released. But with out of the way, let's not waste any more time, and let's jump into this today, and let's get ourselves a brand new Pfister Neon. All right, so my Pfister Neon has been delivered, and I actually had it delivered right next to another electric sports car, the Raiden. But this is it right here, and this is what it looks like if you deliver it stock to your garage. So I was going to say, let's check out the startup sound of this car, but because this is a fully electric vehicle, you'll notice it doesn't make any noise. Let's check it out right now. So again, fully electric car doesn't make any noise when it starts up, and what's funny is you won't hear any noise from this vehicle on the road. Now, taking a look at the interior, it is pretty modern, and it has those very nice, like new, exotic, almost racing seats of sorts. You can see the Pfister logo on the steering wheel, and a pretty normal sports car interior for the most part. So that right there is the interior of the Neon, the exterior as well. Let's take this to the mod shop, and let's get this thing customized. All right, so here we go. You'll notice it has 16 options of customization. The only thing lacking here from the LSC is going to be the ability to sell it and then the ability to put like an ignition bomb on there. So we're not going to worry about that for now. All right, so the first thing you can do to this vehicle is change the bumpers. Now, the front bumper option has two basic bumper options, a color variant and then a competition one. The competition one is a little bit more race-like. The color one is a little bit more normal. I like both. I like the stock color and the competition one, but I think we're going to go with the primary color splitter for this one. And then as far as the rear diffuser goes, you have stock, race, and carbon. So race is secondary, carbon is carbon, stock is primary. So I think we're going to leave this just as the stock rear diffuser. After that, you have hood, which doesn't make any physical modifications to the hood, but actually can just do a double stripe or a single stripe. So believe it or not, these are the two livery options for this car. There are no other livery paint job options. So this is all you can get, a double stripe or a single stripe. By far the most unique customization option on this vehicle, you have the mirrors. So you can choose stock mirrors, race mirrors, which is the secondary color, carbon mirrors, which is carbon, but then you can choose to have cameras, which remove the mirrors completely and instead replace digital cameras. So I think this is a little funky looking, and I don't know a ton of details on the Porsche Mission E, but I'm not aware if this is like an actual thing you can do to your car. So you can actually put rear cameras instead of mirrors. I think that's kind of awesome. All right, after that, you have primary and secondary colors. So the primary color is obviously going to change the exterior of the car for the most part, but it's also going to have an impact on the wheels. So you cannot change the color of the stock wheels because they are chrome, but one feature of the stock rims is that there's actually a ring of color that goes around the outside based off of what your primary color is. So that is a nice feature right there if you want a little bit of extra pop of color. I would definitely recommend keeping the stock rims on. And then you have the secondary color, which for me right now only changes the stripe on the hood. However, if you were to do like the secondary color for the mirrors or the bumpers or the spoiler or the skirt, as we'll get to in a little bit, it would change that as well. After that, we have skirt options where there's regular skirts, you have racing skirt options, and competition skirt options. All of them come with a primary, secondary, and carbon option to go along with it. And with the spoilers, you have a couple different funky ones. You have a primary color spoiler, you have a secondary color spoiler, a carbon spoiler, race spoiler, touring spoiler, and competition spoiler. In my opinion, these bigger wings don't look all that great on these vehicles, and in my opinion, no spoiler honestly looks the best on this car. Unfortunately, if you do that, you are going to be giving up a traction bonus that'll specifically help you in races with this vehicle. So that is something you might have to trade in if you are looking for style over performance. Now, a couple things you might notice that are missing from this car is transmission and turbo. Well, that's because it's a fully electric vehicle and you won't see those kind of options on an electric car. So there is no way to upgrade transmission or turbo on this vehicle. Now, another thing I'm not a huge fan of is the interior color. It's white by default and you can't change it. So if we take a look at the color options, doing anything to the primary color has no effect on the inside, and doing anything to the secondary color has no effect on the inside as well. So unfortunately, you're stuck with a white interior and there's no way to change it. It's a little unfortunate, as I feel like this car has some cool customization options, but seems to be lacking in other areas. Now, there are some unique things I like about this vehicle, including the back Pfister logo, which actually glows neon blue. This is so cool at night. It's honestly one of my favorite features of this car. It really does sort of show that it's an electric vehicle, and you even get that same sort of glow on the Pfister logo that's located on the skirt. However, it's most predominant on the back. Another thing I like about this car are the headlights. So when you turn on the bright headlights, you get sort of like this Adidas logo of extra lights that turns on, which I am a fan of. Sometimes Rockstar don't include these on vehicles, but they do on the neon, and it looks really nice. Now, one interesting thing about this vehicle, you can't actually open up the hood or the trunk. You can only open up all 4 doors, which is kind of cool. It does give you a nice look at the interior of the car, but unfortunately, there's no way to open up the trunk or open up the hood. I'm not sure why Rockstar wanted it to be that way. All right, so now we're going to be talking about the performance of this vehicle. How does the neon stack up in the sports class? And the answer to that is it actually performs pretty well. So I'm going to be using the information gathered by Broughy. I'll leave his testing data in the description on his channel if you want to check it out for yourself. Essentially, to give you the long story short, the Neon is the 4th best sports car, which is actually quite good. However, it does lack from one big thing, and that is top speed. The top speed on this car is absolutely terrible. And I feel like that just comes with the territory of an electric vehicle. Its acceleration is incredible, some of the best you're going to see in the game, but the top speed is one of the worst you're going to see in the sports class. So although this vehicle is great around normal tracks and normal circuits, as proved by Broughy's testing, coming in 4th place, it is going to be really bad in tracks that have a lot of straightaways and in stunt races. That top speed is really going to hurt you when it comes to making some of those jumps in the stunt races. In fact, you might not be able to make them at all, which kind of does make this a dangerous vehicle to use in sports class stunt races and sports races that are going to have a lot of straightaways. This car excels when you have to stop and start a lot, thus being able to take advantage of its acceleration. But outside of that, it's not a great pick. Another reason I'm not a huge fan of this vehicle's performance is the price you're getting for the performance. So, for example, the fastest sports vehicle in the game is the Pariah. It's actually $200,000 cheaper than this car. The vehicle in front of it in 3rd place is the Pfister, which is only $100,000. So basically $1.4 million cheaper than the Neon. And you're getting a better performing vehicle. So not only is the performance of this vehicle a little particular in terms of what races it excels in, but also the value you're getting for your money isn't all that great. And that leads me to the final point I want to make today. Let's sort of break down and do a final review of this vehicle. So as far as price goes, I'm going to give that like a C, maybe like a C minus. $1.5 million for a sports car is very pricey. For $1.5 million, I expect to get something along the lines of the Pariah. Instead, what we've been getting recently is the Lynx and the Revolter and the Neon, which in my opinion are good cars, but priced way too expensive. So price is not all that great. Let's talk about customization. This vehicle has unique customization, but it's also lacking in other areas. For example, I feel like this car would have benefited nicely from some really cool liveries. And then, for example, the rear bumper, there's only like 1 or 2 options, making it not all that useful. And there also seems to be awkward customization, like the spoilers. None of them really seem to fit the vehicle, which to me looks a little strange. So I'm going to give customization a B. It's good, but not great. And then performance. Performance, I'm going to give a B plus or an A minus on this vehicle. In normal like street circuits and tracks, the Neon is going to actually perform really well. Its only downside is 2 things, and one of them is out of its control. Number 1, that's the Pariah. The Pariah is the most overpowered sports car ever, and nothing can compete with that. And also, number 2, its top speed is pretty horrendous. This vehicle is really going to suffer on tracks that have a ton of long straightaways and stunt races that are going to require you to hit those high speeds in order to nail those jumps. So overall, what's my final opinion on the Neon? I actually really like this car. I think it's based off of a super cool vehicle, the Porsche Mission E, and I think it's a really fun electric vehicle, which obviously is incredibly unique. You're not going to hear the engine noise or anything like that. So yeah, I am a big fan of this car. I would recommend buying it if you do have the funds. Just know that it does have limitations, and unfortunately, it's in a class with the Pariah, which is a vehicle that you can see right here, which would compete with supercars and absolutely dominates the sports car class. But anyways, that right there is my review of the brand new sports car in Grand Theft Auto Online, the Pfister Neon, a fully electric vehicle. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments section down below. What do you think of this vehicle? Are you going to be buying it, or are you going to be staying away from it? If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.